Hi everyone. So tonight I want to give you a update about my speeding ticket situation. I got a speeding ticket. It was my very first speeding ticket ever that I've ever gotten. And it shook me up a lot. It really bothered me. I was very upset about it for a while. Well, for the weekend that I got it, because when I got it, it was a Friday. And I really couldn't do anything about it legally until Monday because I wanted to talk to a lawyer about the situation. And of course, when it's a Friday, no one's open. Well, I mean, because when it did happen, it was like 9, 10 o'clock at night. So, of course, I couldn't, talk to anyone about it. I had to basically let it stew in my mind for an entire weekend and just live with this, in my soul, basically, just eating me alive. And I know a lot of you are probably thinking, well, just suck it up. It's something that happened and you can't take it back, and it's just something that you're going to have to live with, and it's easy to deal with and get over it. But I'm the type of person where I try not to do anything wrong. I, very much follow the rules. I don't like to speed, and I don't like to cut people off in traffic, or I try not to even say bad words. I'm just a very, uh, I guess, innocent person, to say the least. So the fact that I got my very first speeding ticket, obviously hurt in a lot of ways. I was very upset. I cried. I couldn't really sleep all that well. I couldn't eat all that well. And I waited 2 days. I waited until Monday to actually tell my father what happened. And I was, I called him crying, of course. But I said, it's not like I was trying to hide it from you, Dad. It's just I was trying to find a time that I could come to you and tell you what had happened to me. And so I made an appointment with a lawyer, and I talked with my lawyer about the situation. And he was, he was understanding. He actually tried to kind of cheer me up about the situation. Well, like, well, haha, how fast are you going, sort of thing, and don't do it again, sort of thing. And I'm sure you learned your lesson. And he is going to represent me in court on March the 31st because that is the court date. And so even though it's going to be a month away, basically, it's March the 3rd right now as I'm recording this, and I have to wait the entire month of March to figure out what's going to happen with my situation, even though it's March the 31st when this is all going to, be resolved and go away, sort of thing. I don't have to sit on it alone, and I don't have to deal with it alone, and I don't have to worry about it. So I would suggest to any of you that might be going through something similar, if you feel that you can afford a lawyer and you want a lawyer to go to court instead of you, I would probably just say go ahead and look into that. I'm not going to tell you to do it, but look into it, because I don't want to go to court. My biggest fear is going to court. And I only had to be called to court one other time, and that was due to a minor accident that happened to me on the road with another vehicle. But again, I did not have to go to court. I actually hired the same lawyer that I'm hiring now for my speeding ticket. I ended up hiring him to represent me in court for that situation, and he was able to help me with that situation. So that's why I'm going back to him now for this situation. So, again, like, if you don't want to go to court, if you're like me and nothing has ever happened to you, or you've never gotten into an accident, or you've never gotten a speeding ticket or citation, or even a warning from an officer, or a state trooper, whatever you want to call them, or whoever stopped you or whatever, just remember to be polite. Always say yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. I discovered recently, I'm not sure if this is everywhere or if this is in the state of North Carolina, but I discovered recently a friend of mine was telling a story that happened to her, that if you call a state trooper officer, they will actually get mad at you because that's. Sorry, I was listening to see if what my cats were up to. Anyway, if you call a state trooper officer, sometimes they'll take offense to that because I guess it's not their position. So they want to be called I would just call them sir or madam or ma'am. Because that's what my father always told me to call them. It's just like when an officer of the law stops you, just say yes sir, no sir, or yes ma'am, no ma'am. Don't say yes officer, no officer, or whatever. Just be very polite, be very responsible in your decision making, be very adult, and be very respectful is all I can say. And be compliant. I mean, whatever they want you to do, whether it's get your license out, your registration, your insurance, if they ask you questions, again, you don't have to tell them, but I wouldn't say this flat out lie. I mean, because again, you're innocent until proven guilty. And if you say something wrong or if you say something stupid, it's going to come back to bite you in the butt. So just, think about what you're saying before you say it. But anyway, this isn't supposed to be like a life lesson for you guys. It's just trying to tell you what I had to deal with. I was very respectful to him. He asked me, why did I stop you, kind of thing, and I was like, well, I don't really know why you stopped me, and he told me, well, you're going pretty fast back there. Can I have your license? I was like, yes, sir, here's my license, and I played it cool. And if you want to call it played it dumb because I didn't tell him, like, yes, I was speeding. Yes, you stopped me because I was speeding. And yes, this is how fast I was going. I mean, you don't know if they're going to let you go is the thing too, because so you don't want to just be flat out be like, yes, I was speeding. Here's how fast I was going. Ha ha ha. Hi, Vera. This is Vera, everybody. This is my kitten. She's coming to check out the camera. Yeah, okay. So, again, that's just a situation with what happened with me. I was very respectful to the state trooper that stopped me. He was very respectful, and he was very professional in his job. So I couldn't really be mad or angry with him for doing his job. He was just doing his job. And he even apologized to me. He said, well, I'm going to give you the speeding ticket. There's nothing I can really do about it. I'm sorry, kind of thing. And I was like, all right, I understand. Thank you. Have a good night. And we went our separate ways, and that was it. I mean, it could have gone 1,000 different ways. It could have been worse. I could have been in a severe accident, or someone could have been killed or something. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it can always be worse. Remember that. Someone is probably going through something worse than you or possibly equal to what you're going through. So just reach out to people, and you never know who's going through something that is similar to what you're going through. And that's half the reason why I'm recording this anyway, is to say, hey, I went through that. How did she deal with it? How did she handle it? And I'm letting you know, I got a lawyer. I do not have to go to court. The lawyer is going to go to court for me. And of course, is it expensive? Well, heck yeah. It's inconvenient to have to pay for a lawyer to go represent you. But if that's what you want to look into doing so you don't have to go to court, I would suggest looking into it, getting a support group, and being positive, and do better in the future. Be careful out there on the streets, and be responsible. But alright guys, that is it for this video. I'm going to be uploading another video exactly after this one. So if my outfit looks similar, that is why. But that video is going to be a little bit more positive, so I hope you stick around for that. And thank you guys for listening to my story. Alright, thanks and have a good night. Bye.